Alright, I gotta let you go because you can't steal the show. You're supposed to be a co-host, not the host. You're being way too cute. Heyo Friendos, welcome to today's video. In this one, we are going to be covering the best and the brightest from 2021. Now, these aren't products that necessarily came out in 2021. It's just if it was my first time trying them in 2021 and they rocked my world. Like, I absolutely think that had I not discovered them in 2021, that I would be missing out in my makeup life. I'm going to include those things in this video. So if it's your first time here, hello, my name is Laurel. I'm a weirdo that likes to collect and experiment with really nice makeup. If you like hearing about all things makeup, then I invite you to subscribe now. We have a super warm family of other makeup enthusiasts and artists. After I make my videos, we all talk in the comments section about the products and also what's going on in our lives. So if you would like to join our fam, then I invite you to subscribe now. Friendos, I mean this seriously. All the products that we talk about today are going to be things that I feel like if you don't have them in your collection, then you probably are missing out on these. These are game changers. These are things that I would put in a absolute favorites video. Now, there's plenty of makeup that I tried this year that I really enjoyed, that I really liked, but these are the things that I loved. So if we're going down the list and you don't hear me talk about a certain item that you heard me talk about earlier on my channel that I said I really liked, I still probably really like it. I normally follow up my videos so you guys can always get my updated thoughts on new products or products in my collection in general. But today, for the sake of brevity, I'm just doing again my absolute favorites that I tried in the year 2021 for the first time. I'm going to stop this long bleep prattle and we'll get on with the show. Just stay tuned. Friendos, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is going to be an exciting one. Our first item of the day is the Boscia Pro-Retinol Repair and Renew Waterless Advanced Treatment. I love my retinols. I really do see a difference when I'm using a good quality retinol in my skin and how long my Botox will last in my face. It really does seem like my Botox kind of goes longer and I see wrinkle reduction for a longer amount of time if I have a good retinol. And this one from Boscia is just phenomenal. Some retinols can irritate your skin. This one does not irritate mine. It makes it look very plump, juicy, and my face feels very hydrated. I could not recommend this product enough. Next, it's the Elemis Pro-Collagen Cleansing Balm. This was a recommendation by Painted by Spencer. I slept on it. I wish I hadn't because I actually had a small sample size in my collection. And this year when Black Friday rolled around, I picked one up for myself in a full size. I don't regret it. I think that it really replenishes the skin. It's the cleansing balm that I will use on the days when I have not worn makeup, and that's my only cleanser. So on days where I'm not doing a double cleanse, I'm using that balm. Next up is a product I slept on for a very long time, but then I found out apparently 2 of my sisters were using it and didn't say anything to me about this. So it's the Thayer's alcohol-free Witch Hazel Facial Toner. This can be picked up at the drugstore. It's very inexpensive and it tones your skin but leaves it hydrated. You know how some toners can really leave your skin feeling stripped? This reduces redness. It leaves my pores feeling cleansed but not dry. I really do feel like it does wonders for enhancing the biodome of the skin. There was only one foundation that stood out to me this year as being like something that I would need in my collection, and it's the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. You all have probably heard other people mention it before in the past. I did too. I thought it was just one of those overly hyped items that people talk about for a while and then forget. If you have this already in your collection, pull it back out, put it on your top drawer. It is a fabulous, beautiful, long-wearing foundation. I've never seen a foundation be that skin-like and natural and yet still so full coverage. It's luminous without enhancing pores, just my favorite for the year. Now I have two powders to discuss with you guys. We have the bareMinerals Mineral Veil Finishing Powder. This is another old favorite of people that I slept on and I shouldn't have. It does give your skin a little bit of a pinky glow, so if you struggle with your makeup oxidizing and your makeup looking pink or orange, this is one to pass on. If you are someone who's neutral and or maybe your skin sometimes can look dull or sallow, this is one to incorporate into your life. Like, it really does give your skin this really nice, natural looking glow to it. Like, it really does put a nice youthfulness into your base. I was also really wowed by how finely milled the powder is. It just will just glide across pores. It doesn't settle into anything or make anything look cakey. A definite must-have in my collection. Next, this came out this year, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Matte Setting Powder. It's hard to find a matte powder these days that doesn't look cakey. This one doesn't. It's another very finely milled powder. I don't see it giving me any sort of cast. Like, some powders sometimes have a white cast or they have a yellow cast. This won't do anything to disturb the natural pigmentation of your foundation. It will keep everything looking the same, but looking set. And if you are like me, an oily girl with enlarged pores, that's one that you want to have. And I have two primers to share with you guys. The Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I really like this one. It reminds me of one that I used to have years ago that was my absolute favorite of all time. If I could resurrect this product from the grave, I would. I mean, Lazarus, come forth. It was the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Primer. I don't know if you guys remember that or if you ever had the opportunity to try it out. They didn't keep it in the collection for long, and I don't know why, because it really was the best primer I've ever tried. Now, this one is a very close second to it. It's the closest thing that I've tried to that primer. It does give your skin a little bit of a white cast, but like in the most glorious way ever. Like, it gives your skin this look of angelic perfection. It sits really nicely under every foundation that I've tried, and it really does a good job of filling in and diffusing the look of pores. I'm not playing. If you got pores, you gotta try it. And speaking of pores, next up we have the Makeup Forever Pore Minimizing Primer. This is their Step 1 primer. This is my favorite for filling in pores. Like, if you want to wear a very radiant foundation, but you are nervous about your pores showing through, this is the one to put down. It's almost, I don't want to call it putty-like because it's not a putty, but it just does settle into your pores and make your skin look dramatically smoother. It's not as diffusing of a look as the Hourglass primer. This one is a more, I don't want to say matte look, but it's definitely more matte than the last primer that I described. Either way, if you have pores, you need to check this one out. Now it's mascara time, and this was so flipping hard, you guys, for me to narrow down the mascaras. Because this year, I tried a ton. Well, it's not this year anymore, but in 2021, I tried a ton of mascaras. Some bad, some mediocre, some good, and then some were fantastic. And then there were those that stood out from all the rest. The best of the best, I got them right now. So number one in the drugstore category, it's the Milani Highly Rated Anti-Gravity Mascara. Now, what I like about this mascara is it does give you some instant lift. It gives you volume. It really darkens your lashes, and it does it so quickly. Like, you barely have to swipe at all to get a nice volume going on in your lashes. Like, I still can't believe that it's a drugstore product. I really can't, because you guys know I'm a luxury girl. I'm really picky. But this right here is much better than most of the luxury that I tried this year. It does flake a little bit after some time. So let's say you're going to wear it for 8 hours. You might see some flaking, maybe a little bit of smudging. If you're wearing it for say 4 to 6 hours, I don't think that you would see that at all. But it is by far one of the best mascaras that I tried this year, and still can't believe it's drugstore. So cheap, and it's sold out everywhere right now. So hopefully you guys can get your hands on it soon. Next, this is a high-end mascara. It is the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Volumizing Mascara, and it is $20 at Sephora. I've never had a mascara curl my lashes the way this one does. Like, it is surprising how well that product works, and it works very quickly. I do feel like my lashes look more voluminous. I feel like they look longer, but the length, it's more due to the curl and lift versus like actual lengthening. This is very highly rated on Sephora, and for a reason. Next up was something that came to me at the end of the year, but I could not hold myself back from talking about it. It is the Merit Clean Lash Lengthening Mascara. So this is not a 2 or 3 swipe and you're done mascara. No. This is one that will coat every single lash and make it seem really, really long. So a lot of my lashes over here, as you can see, like, they didn't get coated today. I didn't use that mascara. I used a mascara by Wonder Beauty. Didn't really get these lashes that grow over closer to the corner of my eye that are really thin. And most mascaras do miss those little baby lashes on me. However, that particular mascara, the one by Merit, will get every single lash. It might take a little bit more time to apply, but it's worth it. Your lashes will look the longest and the darkest they have ever looked. Also, there's no curl to it, so I suggest curling your eyelashes before putting on the mascara if you are looking for a curl, but still, there's no flaking, there's no smudging. It doesn't matter how long I wear this mascara. It stays looking good all day, and my lashes stay looking matte black, like the blackest black. People may even ask you if you are wearing false lashes. Like, that's how potent that mascara is. So friendos, if you are looking for separation, if you are looking for lengthening and a dark black mascara, that is the one. Look no further. And friendos, you know I tried out a lot of concealers on my channel this year. The only one that really, really stood out to me was the Han Skincare Cosmetics Concealer. It is a game changer for under the eyes. I have really crepey under eyes. They get dry really easily. I get these tiny little annoying looking wrinkles that you don't see until I put on my concealer or my foundation. It definitely ages me beyond my years. So friendos, I implore you, if you are someone who needs that medium coverage and you want to cover any crepiness under your eyes, you absolutely need to try this. Next, it's time for my favorite topic of all time. It is eyeshadow palettes. Most of you, if you are my normal viewer, you know how excited I get over eyeshadow palettes. I tried a lot this year. It was really freaking hard to narrow these down, but I did just narrow them down to 3 measly palettes. So I wanted to think about something that was small and compact. In my opinion, the absolute best small eyeshadow palette of the year was the Natasha Denona Mini Biba. It was one of the last Natasha Denona palettes of the year. I think it was the last Natasha Denona palette to come out this year. And it is Natasha at her best. Like, Natasha came back in a big time way, and she brought it with this palette. Now, the color story is very simple. You probably already have those colors in your collection, but let me tell you, baby, those mattes blend out like a dream, and the gold shimmer is next level. Like, it is what luxury eyeshadow should be. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. when you do put down the kind of money that you put down for Natasha Denona, I feel like this should be what you get every single time. Next up, you guys know I love my warm tones, and you guys know I really like Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes. So this year, getting the Pricked palette was an absolute treat. All the shades in the palette perform wonderfully on the eye. I truly appreciate the peachy pinks and the oranges. Just everything about that warm tone palette was what I love about the JSC formulation and just making my blue eyes really pop. So yeah, that was definitely a game changer for me this year. And then lastly, I wanted to do a luxury brand eyeshadow that I felt like was a little bit more on the creative side, because the mini Biba, of course, you know, it is luxury, but it's also very small. For those of you looking for more pans and something just very original, I really, really, really like the Rose Quartz palette from Huda Beauty. I really do feel like it was her best formulation of all time. Her matte formulations have improved immensely. Not that they were ever terrible, but they weren't my favorites. These are up there with Natasha Denona. You guys, if you haven't tried it out, I highly recommend it. I think that you would enjoy it. Now we're moving on to lips. One of the brands that I had not tried until 2020 is the brand that wowed me the most, and that is Makeup by Mario. I greatly enjoyed his Ultra Suede lipsticks. They are just the most beautiful matte that are comfortable to wear on the lips. I really like the shades that he picked out. I hope that he does release even more because they are all super flattering. I like the way the lipstick wears. I like how it feels. I like everything about that lipstick. If you are looking for a matte bullet lipstick to try out, that is my #1 recommendation for you. Next up in the category of liquid lip color, I truly treasure this next one, and it is the MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color. This will leave your lips looking plushy, looking matte, and I love the way this wears even while you are eating. It wears off very softly. You don't see like clumps or chunks missing out of your liquid lip color. It's just really cool the way that it wears. I get compliments every single time I wear that liquid lipstick out, and I can't say that that always happened with other liquid lip colors, so this one is definitely a game changer. So happy to have that in my collection. So happy that I tried that out. This is newer to my collection, but I felt like I would be remiss if I didn't mention it in my 2021 favorites, and that is the Merit Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil. Friendos, if you are looking for a lip oil that isn't greasy, offers you pigmentation, lays on the lips like a gloss, but gives you the most nourished feeling lips of your life, you've got to try this out. I told you guys in a previous video that this lip oil will drastically improve the texture on your lips if they are dry. Even after the product is gone, you will see a difference. I mean that. It has been a savior to my lips this winter. I've already talked about this in a previous video more in depth. I don't want to bore you guys too much by going on and on about this one product, so we're going to go on to the next, and that is the Wish Pink Champagne Lip Balm. This is another one where it's a lip balm, but it kind of feels like a gloss, but at the same time not. It applies like a gloss, but it dries down like a balm. It feels really good and nourishing on the lips. It has a really nice flavor and a really nice scent. So if you are looking for something that will smell nice and fresh on your lips and nourish them, that's another really good one that I'm glad I got in my collection in 2021. The packaging on it could be a tad bit better, but other than that, if you are looking for a clear balm that makes your lips feel great, that's the one. Now, friendos, we are moving on up to blush. I told you guys this year, Jaclyn definitely made a customer out of me. The Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance Cream Blush Stick. Out of this world. If you haven't tried it, you've got to try this out. It doesn't matter if you are oily, if you are combo, if you are dry, I really think that you would like this blush stick. I have pores. I'm a little bit leery of some cream blushes, especially luminous ones, but something about Jaclyn's cheek products, They don't show pores. I also really like that I could blend out her blush very easily without it disturbing makeup that I had put on underneath. And it didn't matter if my face had been powdered or if it had been left unset, it did not disturb the foundation underneath. So kudos to Jaclyn. I really hope that she releases more colors because I think right now they only have 4 shades and we need more, Jaclyn, and we need them now. My second favorite blush product was also from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and that was her Mood Light Luminous Rouge. Another wonderful product that is luminous but doesn't accentuate pores. With this product, a little goes a long way. It gives you a very nice lit from within look, whether or not you layer it on top of blush or if you just have it on as the powder itself and that's your only means of blush. It's absolutely one of the most beautiful formulas of blush I have ever seen. And lastly, in blush, we have the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. So happy I tried this. A lot of times I don't really get on with cream blushes, or at least they don't end up being my favorite. You guys know I don't like that feeling of something being greasy on my face. What I like about this blush is that you can put it on, smooth it out. It feels like a cream going on and then it dries down and then you're not left feeling greasy or oily. So even if I am struggling, let's say with hormonal acne or just being overly oily in my T-zone, I don't have to worry about this at all. It will stay matte but skin-like. So definitely a game changer in my collection. Now we are moving on to brows. One product that I tried this year took me a little time to get used to and to learn how to use the product. I'd never used any sort of gel lamination before, but once I got the hang of it, it was something that I ended up really enjoying. And is the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. It really does give your brows that firm hold and it will last all day through anything. It doesn't matter if you're sweating. It doesn't matter if you're going to be in your makeup for 12 hours. It doesn't matter. It's going to hold the brows in place. Once they are set, they are set. I've convinced a few family members to buy this product after seeing how it works on my channel. I think if you are looking for a laminated look for your brows, I can't imagine you not liking the Patrick Ta Lamination Gel. You should definitely give it a go. Next up, it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Micro Stroking Brow Pen. Just being real, most brow pens suck. If you don't believe me, go on Sephora and look at reviews. You'll see that most of the brow pens, even on Sephora, have really crappy ratings. You can go on Ulta and it's the same story. What comes out at the top every time is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen. You don't get a shite ton of product in that brow pen. Luckily, it's not very expensive and it does work very well and it looks natural and you can get very, very fine strokes just like the name. I do wish that we got more product in the component, but overall, that's the best brow product I've ever used as far as pens are concerned. So if you're looking for a pen, she's the one. Next was a product I didn't know I needed, but I'm so glad it got sent my way. It is the Merit Brow 1980 Volumizing Eyebrow Pomade Gel. I have it in my brows right now in conjunction with the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade. I like how fluffy this product can make my brows without it ever feeling sticky and without that laminated feel on my eyebrows. On the days that I'm going laminated and I don't want them to move, Patrick Ta is totally fine with me. I don't mind feeling like my eyebrows are stuck to my face because that's how they should be. But when I'm just looking for more density in my brows and I want them to just look fluffy and I guess you could say more boyish, then I really do like reaching for the Merit pomade. I have it in the front of my brows and then over here is where I put in the pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So if you want a more natural looking brow, but you just want them to look a little bit thicker, this one is a good one to have. Friendos, I kind of hate that I didn't give this product more time on my channel. I attempted to film some videos on magnetic lashes this year, like just dedicated to them, I'm just gonna be real. Those kind of videos, you don't realize how boring they are until you watch them back. They're just not that fun to watch, and I feel like it takes longer to get out the information than to just slap them on and then tell you about them in the end. So I don't really want to make a video dedicated just to magnetic lashes. I'm going to just tell you my thoughts on them. Tried a lot of magnetic lashes this year. The absolute worst for me, in my experience, was Glamnetic. I don't know how Glamnetic has the good reviews that they do on Ulta. Like, I'm just gonna be real. I feel like there's something a little stinky going on there. Because I purchased 3 different pair and all 3 of them broke and pulling off the eyelash from the compartment or just wearing them one time. They were just falling apart. I have a hard time believing that me buying 3 different pair and that happening each time, that's not happening on a more regular basis to other people. Maybe I'm just that unlucky with the product, but I don't know. I would urge you guys to stay away from Glamnetic. I think that literally the cheap crap that you can get off of Amazon is better than my experience with Glamnetic. And I did have a favorite this year. My favorite were the Moxie lashes. Their eyeliner was the darkest. It dried down the best. A lot of these magnetic eyeliners can be goopy. This one definitely dries down. It is the hardest to remove from your eyelids, but I would say it's worth it if you are looking for a magnetic lash. Those lashes aren't going anywhere. I didn't have any trouble with them popping off. I didn't have any trouble with them looking tacky. Like, they looked like regular faux mink, high class eyelashes on my eyes. So yeah, they get my highest recommendation. My sister bought me the Sassy kit, and I feel like that was a really good kit that I enjoyed because you're getting the little accent wings that I prefer wearing most of the time versus like a full-on wing. And then you have 2 other like medium and full-blown options. So if you are thinking of looking into Moxie Lash, I do suggest that kit. I could not have been more happy with my experience. Now we're moving on to the category of face palettes. And I got to thinking about it, and I think I just want to put one in there. Now you guys probably are thinking that I'm going to say the ones from Hourglass, but I'm not. My reason for that is they kind of do that same thing every year. Like yes, it's different colors, by a small variation. But really, don't I already have that? I use mine up every year, but I feel like I've repurchased that product again and again with just minor variations here and there. So the face palette that I thought was the most innovative and the most different for the brand, the most high quality, the Natasha Denona Glam Face and Eye Palette. It had my favorite highlighter in there from the year. It is a blingy highlighter. If you like a blingy highlighter, that one's in there. It didn't make my pores look terrible. I loved the blush in there. It was just so natural, pretty, and it felt really good on my skin. It was one of those few cream blushes that exist in the world that doesn't make my skin look oily or accentuate any texture or pores. So I really enjoyed that, and I thought that the eyeshadows inside were very nice as well. It's definitely good for on-the-go glam. If you were looking to take some classy makeup on the go, that's the thing to buy. And then lastly, in the category of body, the Sol de Janeiro Glow Motions Glow Body Oil rocked my world. It smells so good. It gives your skin a nice, healthy looking glow. I like the one that's the more bronzy look. It can really help accentuate your décolletage. It can make your collarbone more pronounced. It can definitely accentuate your curls and give your shoulders a nice, pretty, healthy glow. If you are looking for something shimmery, bronzy, doesn't really transfer on your clothes. You'll get like a little bit of that gold on your clothes. I wouldn't wear it with white, but like any other color, I think you're like in the clear for that. But yeah, like your skin will look gorgeous. And lastly, the Province Beauty Bath and Shower Oils were a fantastic find of 2021. You guys know I have years of experience working in fragrance, and this is high quality fragrance at a very low price. Now this shower oil is great. I've talked about it more in other videos, so I'm not going to prate. I will say that my favorite fragrance that they came out with this year was their lilac and lavender, or lavender and lilac. Just amazing. It just lingers on your skin in a way that's not heavy. It's subtle and divine at the same time. Leaves your skin feeling hydrated, moisturized. It really creates a nice barrier on your skin from the wind and the ever-changing elements of stepping outside into the cold, coming back into the dry heat. I feel like it's a must for my winter routine. Alrighty, friendos, I think that's everything that we needed to cover for today. I really hope that this helps you find some new items to try out in 2022. Let me know if you've tried out any of these products down below. Which ones you like? Is there any you don't like? Did I get any of them wrong? Let me know. I'm always interested in hearing back from you guys. A lot of you express yourself in very insightful and informative ways, and I feel like I learned so much just from you. And hopefully you guys take a few things away from me as well. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me to grow. That's one thing that I'm really going to focus on in 2022. We have some fun new series coming up on this channel. So thank you for choosing to spend your time here today. I hope you'll subscribe if you have not done so already, because if not, we'll both have to live in the shadow of never knowing what could have been. Guys, goodbye. Have a great day.